Recently, I made a video talking about the Pokemon Poliwrath, more specifically how it's going to see a significant improvement in the next Community Day. Well, there's actually another Pokemon that's going to get a brand new move as well as some improvements, and that Pokemon is of course Politoed. This video is going to go over why this Pokemon is going to gain a lot of significance with the addition of its new move, as well as how you could use it. Right, so with that said, let's roll the intro and get right into it. And how's it going, everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day, and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Pokemon Politoed. This is of course one of two final evolutions for the Pokemon Poliwag, which is going to be the featured Pokemon for the upcoming Community Day. Both Poliwag and Poliwrath are getting new moves, and I have to say both of these moves are going to improve each of these Pokemon in some way. When it comes to Poliwrath, I went over how it's going to be getting the fast attack counter, but when it comes to Politoed, it's going to be getting the charge attack Ice Beam. I personally think this Pokemon is going to see a lot of improvements with this new move, and it's definitely going to be relevant in the Go Battle League. In order to best understand this, let's go over the details of this Pokemon. Politoed is a pure water type Pokemon, which means it's only going to have two weaknesses, electric type and grass type attacks. It's also going to be resistant against fire type, ice type, steel type, and water type attacks. It is only going to be weather boosted by one weather type, and that is of course rainy weather. Now, when it comes to Politoed's stats, it's actually pretty well rounded. It has a base attack stat of 174, a base defense stat of 179, and a base stamina stat of 207. These are pretty good stats for the Go Battle League, but it's actually really bad for raid battles. That's something to keep in mind. Now, when it comes to rank 1 IVs, you will want one that has 0 attack, 15 defense, and 11 health for the Great League, and in terms of the Ultra League, you will want one with 0 attack, 15 defense, and 14 health. Now, Politoed does come with a good moveset. In terms of its fast attacks, it can come with either Mud Shot or Bubble. Bubble is of course going to deal a lot of damage considering it benefits from a same type attack bonus, but the ideal move you will want to go with here is of course Mud Shot. The reason for that is because it does give you a little bit of type coverage, and it also gives you a lot of energy generation. Now, the reason why you will want to generate energy really quickly is of course because of Politoed's list of charge attacks. It can come with Ice Beam, Weather Ball, Blizzard, Hydro Pump, Surf, and Earthquake. Now, among all of these moves, Ice Beam and Weather Ball are going to be your most recommended moves for PvP. Ice Beam is of course the move that it's going to be getting with the next Community Day, and I do think it's going to be a good upgrade over Blizzard, which was the recommended move before. Now, the reason why you will want to go with Ice Beam is of course because it deals a lot of damage against some of Politoed's counters. Considering that a lot of Pokemon that counter Politoed are typically grass types, Ice Beam is going to be your type coverage move. On top of that, if you pair it up with Mud Shot, it's incredibly spammable. You could do a lot of damage against your opponents even with neutral damage, and it's definitely going to allow you to deal with a lot of hard-hitting Pokemon. Weather Ball is also another really great move for Politoed, considering that it does have a lot of shield baiting potential, and it also deals a good amount of damage if you're able to get a bunch of them off. Even against unfavorable matchups, Politoed is able to deal with them with Weather Ball alone. So yeah, in terms of the moves, I would suggest going with Mud Shot for its fast attack, and Ice Beam and Weather Ball for its charge attacks. Now, in terms of where you will want to use Politoed, it's pretty straightforward. It's a PvP specific Pokemon. It doesn't have the stats that will make it an ideal raid attacker, so you will want to use it exclusively for PvP. Now, in terms of which league you should use it in, I think it's best suited for the Great League. A lot of Pokemon in the Great League are weak against water types and ice types, so Politoed is definitely going to have an advantage. It's pretty much the Stunfisk killer, and it also deals with a lot of Pokemon like Altaria. So if you need a Pokemon that's going to make your team a lot more well-rounded, consider bringing Politoed with Ice Beam and Weather Ball. You could also possibly use Politoed for the Ultra League, but there's going to be a lot of Pokemon that do what Politoed does, but a lot better. Namely Pokemon like Swampert, Lapras, and Walrein. So I would highly suggest just going with Politoed for the Great League. It's not necessarily going to rank in the top 5, but it's definitely going to make an impact no matter what. Alright, there you have it. So these were all the details regarding Politoed and how you could use it. Now, when it comes to Politoed, it is of course going to be a powerhouse when it comes to the Go Battle League, but historically it's had zero significance when it comes to raid battles and PvE, and that is going to remain the same even with the addition of Ice Beam. So this Pokemon is going to be exclusive for the Go Battle League and similar content, and that is precisely where you should use it. I really think with the addition of Ice Beam, it's going to be a very pesky Pokemon to deal with. And yeah, with that said, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding Politoed down below. Are you planning to use this Pokemon in the Go Battle League? Definitely share why in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video and found it to be informative, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. And yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.